Hello, puppy families. I know you're all very excited about pickup day, so I wanted to make a video of some of the things that we can cover in advance so when you get here, you can focus on your puppy. So, what are you going to receive on pickup day? Very important is your puppy folder. Within the folder, you'll find 2 copies of the contracts that I've already sent you in advance. You'll sign and initial both copies, as will I. You will keep one and I will keep one. You'll also find your AKC registration papers. You are not required to register your puppy, but I do highly recommend it. It's very simple to do online. You'll also find your puppy's vaccination and worming schedule. Your puppy has received their first set of vaccinations and regular deworming. And there's also a recommended follow-up schedule, both a traditional as well as a more conservative recommended schedule, and some literature about the more conservative schedule, should you choose to follow that, is attached to your vaccination schedule. Ultimately, you get to make up your mind what vaccination schedule you're comfortable with. The only exclusion to that is I do not recommend the leptospirosis vaccine. I have found that the side effects from the vaccine outweigh the benefits of that vaccine, so I strongly recommend against it. And if you do choose to have that vaccine, it will nullify some of your health guarantees. We have right behind that your full clinical notes from your puppy's well check at 8 weeks. And you'll want to bring that to your vet appointment so that they can see exactly when they received their vaccine and what version of the vaccine they received, so that you don't have to double up on vaccines. And then you will see your puppy's daily schedule. This is the schedule that they've been on since they've been with me. You by no means do not need to stick to that schedule. It's just a framework and you're going to adjust to your lifestyle. The main pattern that you're gonna follow is as soon as your puppy wakes up, they go potty, then they eat, then they go potty again, and then they play or have a training session, then they go back to sleep. You might be able to sneak in a potty break after playing and training, but sometimes they just crash out and that's fine. Just make sure that you scoop them up as soon as they wake up. Your puppy has already been microchipped. I have extra barcode attached to your folder, and all of your documentation also includes your puppy's microchip barcode. I already have registered your puppy in your name, address, phone number, and email address that you gave me in your puppy application. If you would like them registered under a different address or any change in information, just let me know. You'll also get a take-home bag. As you know, I will be giving you the crate that they've been using for the past 10 weeks with me, so they're very familiar with it, and it's also covered in the scent of their litter. I'll also give you a dog bed that's been laundered that we are also scenting with mom in the litter. In addition to that, you'll get a snuggle puppy. I'm sure you all are familiar with them. It has a heartbeat inside that you turn on at night, so that emulates the heartbeat of their siblings and their mother. You'll also get a dog blanket and some toys that we will be scenting with the litter as well. So this all just goes to making that first night with you really familiar, really comfortable. It'll feel like home away from home for your puppy. I give you starter dog food. They love their kibble, and the dehydrated food, the way that I prepare it is I boil chicken with no seasoning whatsoever. I retain that chicken stock and I use that to reconstitute the food. And then I shred up the boiled chicken as a topper. It goes over great. You don't have to do all that. You can just use water. Make sure you make it nice and soupy. The dehydrated food goes such a long way. You'll be shocked at how much water it will absorb. So just use a little bit at a time. I'm giving you all a travel water dish. Keep in mind, we want to avoid going on walks until your puppy is fully vaccinated, which is nearly 5 months old. So in advance of that, We don't want to have our puppy cooped up inside. They need to be socialized. They need to experience all the sights and smells in particular of the larger community that they're going to be living in. So I highly recommend taking your dog on walks, either in a stroller or attached to you in a puppy carrier. Also take them on car rides and roll down the window enough so that the scents really fill the car. That is very important for their development. And I included both a toothbrush and a finger toothbrush. It's very important that you brush your puppy's teeth regularly. Toy breeds are very prone to dental disease, and if you don't maintain their dental health, they can require extractions later in their life. It's very common. So if you just make a habit of it right from the start, it'll just be part of their daily routine. So what I highly recommend is to do daily puppy massages. This is what they've been receiving when they've been with us. And the biggest thing that's going to help your life with them is to desensitize them to nail grooming and toothbrushing. So when you're giving them massage, make sure they're really tired, like almost napping. And you'll want to massage between the pads of their feet, and then you'll want to massage their nails and tap on them while they're nice and relaxed. So they just get accustomed to that sensation, so they're non-reactive when they have their nails trimmed. Same thing for their teeth. Just run your hand along their gums, your fingers along their gums, and just have them very used to you being in their mouth when they're in a very relaxed state. So daily puppy massages will be wonderful. You also receive the collar and leash that they've done their preliminary leash training with. You will not want to use a collar when going on walks. You'll want to use a quality harness. These puppies are very susceptible to tracheal damage. And once you collapse a trachea, it's very hard to treat. There are surgeries for it, but my understanding is even after surgery, the condition comes back a few months later. So you just want to protect that trachea. So where do the collars come in? They're great for identification. You're going to want to have an ID tag on your puppy throughout their lives. But also, when you first bring them home, you're going to want to choose a designated pee spot in your yard. And you don't need a harness for that. Just attach a leash to a collar and guide them to the area that you want them to eliminate. And do that for the first few weeks, and they will catch on, and that will be their spot, and you won't need to use the leash again. So that's a great tool for you all. And then I also put a bully stick inside. It is by far their favorite treat on the planet. That's really helpful for crate training. If they're fussing being in their pen or their enclosure, give them their bully stick, and that will soothe them right away. I just don't leave them with the bully stick unattended, just to protect against choking or anything of that nature. That's it. Now that we've covered all of that, we can just focus on loving on those puppies when you arrive on Go Home Day. Can't wait.